Hey everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. We're in the 3.5 Monster Manual, and we're on the Spider Eater, which is this dude here. He's essentially some kind of giant bug with, he only has 2 legs and like a butt leg, some front arm pinchers, a spider-looking head, and bat wings. So he's pretty gross, and I think we can make one, or she, whatever. I think we can make one. They have implant thing where they can sting you and lay eggs in you, which is pretty gross. I just wanted to put that out there. So we need something for a body. So I was looking at some different parts out of my parts box. Pretty much everything's out of the parts or insect box at this point for this project. And I need a bulbous round body to be the back end. And I don't really have anything perfect for that. But I had this frog body that I've not, that I've stolen the head and hands from previously. So I thought I could start by seeing if we can make this into something we can work with for our big booty. Something like that, maybe. We can trim some of this down and round that part off a little bit, maybe. Had a long day today. Had to leave the house right before 5 o'clock. I don't like to get up that early. I like to get up about 6. So when I have to get up early enough to leave at 5, I have to drink like 2 cups of coffee and some other stuff to get going. I'm not as energetic as I once was. Okay, so that looks like it could be a pretty good candidate for the back butt part. And then we need the front part. And let's look at some bug pieces here. Something like that, maybe. Sure. Let's take those legs off and take a look and see if we can use this. Whoop. Let's look at the picture and see how it kind of like the body has like the back butt comes out that way. We gotta kind of try to recreate that. So I'm gonna grab a bead if I have one. There we go. To create that little midsection. Just any bead should work, I think. So I'm gonna hot glue the bead. Oh, I lost the bead already. I'm gonna hot glue the bead onto that part. That bead might be a little big. I have that head from that guy I cut off the other day laying here. I could use that. Do I have anything smaller laying around? Yes. Yes, I do. I have this giant pack of beads here. We got this at a thrift store for $3. So, was it worth it? We don't know yet. We'll see. And I'm just going to squirt a little more in there to make sure it's sturdy. And I'm going to get that butt part that I want to connect. I'm going to kind of get that on there like that. Okay. And I'm going to look at the picture, and the neck is too much, so we're going to cut that neck off after that dries enough to hold on its own. We're going to cut this neck off right here. Get a little more glue in there, just a tiny dab. And we'll pull that up and pull that back down. And then I'm going to cut that neck off. And I'm going to cut these little eye stalk deals off. Trying to keep these legs handy because we might need them. I did lose one. It went flying over there to the other workbench, but okay. We'll get dibby dab of glue. And a dibby dab is just a dab, but a little smaller. Okay. We need to figure out where the flight stand is going to go to. So let's get his head turned a little bit, so kind of the way we want it to go. All right. I'm just grabbing those little bulby sticking out parts of glue. I don't like them, cleaning those off real quick. and sturdying up that body with that. All right, so we need a flight stand, and we're going to have to mount it into him somehow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of get a knife, maybe. Oh, here's one. I'm going to make a groove, kind of where I want to drill a hole. Just to help me get started. There we go. This plastic's real soft, so this is not hard work here. Now we're going to have to add rocks on this base, most likely, to counter the fact that this dude is, it's going to be kind of heavy. So let's get this in here. I don't know if I can get it in there. Oh, I got it in there. Okay. And let's look at how high we want this to be. I'm guessing something like that. So, to get this started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this, and I'm going to swirl this around and get as much contact area as I can along the bottom, like that. Okay. And then when I get it where I want it to be on the base, which should be about right in the middle-ish, I'm going to hold that for a second and let it cool down. Now it's nice and cool in the garage today, so this is going easier than you would think. Now I'm going to grab my super glue and my baking soda, and I'm going to do the base. And the reason I hadn't done the base previously is because I wanted to wait until I had the flight stand on, so it was all glued on as one piece. Now I'm going to get my first little bit here to get to the flight stand locked down. It's going to be pretty sturdy. Okay, now we're just going to come in and fill in the rest of that base with super glue. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so it feels like it's pretty sturdy. I'm just a little worried. I'm going to get a little glue around the base there. I'm going to get a little here in these seams, just to make sure everything is good and connected. I'm going to run a little bit more on the bottom of the plate stand too. Better safe than sorry, and baking soda is dirt cheap. So I'd rather use a little extra baking soda and not have problems down the road. So everything looks real sturdy. Let's move on to our next portion. All right, so if we look at the book again, we have two legs coming off the center thorax part and then two pinchers coming out from under the head. The legs coming out are pretty big. So I have some spider legs here that look like they could be good candidates. And those will come out somewhere under the thorax here. These are drop my pokers. These are a little bit long. I kind of like the shape of the end of those, but you're not going to see it anyways. Okay, so we want those to come out like this, right? No, like this. All right. Just kind of drag those around. You get them kind of like that. And you want them to be kind of, oh hell, I lost it. There we go. Originating in similar spots. Like that. And we're just going to get a little bit of glue in there and connect those the best we can. And they don't have to be perfect. Mine probably aren't. Okay. So then on those, God darn it, Chris. Hold on. There we go. Some of it ran up onto him. Now we need pinchers for those. So I have some, these guys have good pinchers, these scorpion guys, and I have a ton of these. I bought a pack of these years back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use those as my pinchers, even though they're kind of silly and big for what we're doing. And what I'm doing is I'm going to trim any kind of like squared off spots from the cut just a little bit. Okay. And then these need to be going kind of back. Those are too big. Those are way too big. I have a praying mantis here. We use its pinchers instead. All right. So those got to come back like that. Let me get some of this glue off my fingers. Whoa, flying glue. Okay. We'll let those cool for a minute. And then we need two legs coming out from under his face. So I have saved the ant's antlers, or whatever they, his little McBuzzers. I don't know what they're called, dude. His little pieces. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my minor burning hand spell and a pair of tweezers. And see how this is an L this way? We want this to be more like an S. So I'm going to get those a little bit warm and then bend those down. Oh, I burned it too much. Okay. So now it's something like that. And you don't want to burn it as much as I did, so be careful. We're going to have a birth defect bug here for us. And we'll let that cool and have that little shape. And we're gonna, I think we're gonna need to arc him back some more, or maybe not, I don't know. But let's get these little bubbles of glue cleaned up so those aren't noticeable in the construction. We'll get a dab of super glue on those. Get a piece of broken popsicle stick and clean up some of this excess glue. Or, not popsicle stick, toothpick, I'm sorry. And you can just rub that around anywhere you want better coverage to clean up that excess. And then if you have some spider webs up here, this is a good time to catch those and pull them away. Because we don't want to solidify the spider webs with baking soda. Okay. Now we have these little legs to connect up under his front face, and I'm noticing that his flight stand is going to be a problem. So I'm going to just pull that off. I'm going to yank that off, and I'm going to do it again in such a way that I can deal with it a little better. But I'm going to get him put together first. So these are coming out from kind of like the back of the head here. So I'm getting a glob of glue. And I'm rubbing that around. And I'm going to pull those where I want them. This will be his little front legs. Okay, something like that. All right, now we just have one more thing to do, and that's his back pincher leg thing. And that's a thicker kind of leg, so we're going to steal a spider leg to make that. And let's look at the picture. So you see it comes down, like the stinger would be there, but then it goes out and kind of comes down and in. So we're going to try to recreate that. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to, whoops. We're going to get this end piece here. We're going to glue that butt right on the tip, or that leg right on the tip there, like that. Kind of get it in place. We're going to get a little bit of glue, but not too much. Okay. And then we're going to snip. Not all the way through. Oh, I got glue on the bottom of him too. Crap. Dang it. All right. Let me pull him out. Pardon me. Holy crap. I didn't get his head connected either. Where'd get that done? Okay. All right. So then it kind of goes back. So we're going to snip it. And like I said, not all the way through, but just part of the way through. And then we're going to bend that back like that. Oh, I snapped his butt right off like a damn fool. Okay. I should have cut it deeper. Okay, no problem. We're going to cut that a little deeper. We don't want to go all the way through, though. We want to cut that and bend that. Then we want to put a dab of hot glue there. Okay. And then just kind of bend that down how you want it to stay. And let it cool. Okay. I'm going to let mine cool for a minute here. Then we'll get it back on his butt where it goes. Okay. All right, let's get this back on his butt. And that goes right there. Like that, right? Yeah. Okay, everything's sturdy. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut it so that it bends down. We're not going to cut it all the way through. We're going to leave a little bit connected. All right. Just like this. We're going to need some super glue on this for sure. Let's get that super glued. Okay. Now for this last little part where it goes forward one more time, we'll snip partial the way through. There we go. Okay. So there's our guy. Let's get him back on a flight stand. So we had something good going there and we ruined it. That's okay. No problem. We'll drag this around, get as much of that I can up onto the stick, get it in place. Stupid glue. Then we're going to need to get more stupid glue and get a better bite. That baking soda. All right. Now let's get some rocks. And add some weight to this base. Now, for the initial connection of these rocks, I'm just going to get some hot glue and shove it down in there. Okay. I'm going to let that cool down into the holes and fall down in. And then I'm going to find one that has some texture. Or actually, I'll just get some smaller rocks. And kind of shove those in to clean up that glue. Okay. Now we know that whenever that glue gets cold, it doesn't stick to rocks. So they're already like super going to be loose at this point. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some super glue all through here to connect things. And then we're going to top it off with some baking soda to kind of get it all sealed in there. Oh, we lost a rock somewhere. We'll get it. No problemo. We're going to get that rock back right where we wanted it. Get it back in there. Oh, can't get it back in there. There we go. And we're going to put some baking soda and super glue. And then there's a little weird spot I don't like there. You could do it how you want, but I'm going to get a tiny bit of super glue and or baking soda there. I'm just going to put super glue on it. And turn that into a solid piece. Okay. I'm fairly happy with what's going on here with this base now. Not perfectly happy. But it's going to be sturdy and it's going to hold our spider eater. So let's talk about getting him back on this base. I need to cover up the super glue or it's going to be a nightmare. There we go. Okay. Now we have some spots I don't like very much. Alright, I think that should be pretty sturdy. Now there's some weird textures like a bump hole there, and that gouge out where we cut off a piece there. And there's a gouge out there. And all I'm doing is just dragging glue around to clean those up a little bit. And then I'm going to leave this because I feel like it can add some texture that we might use for something as part of the build. I'm going to cover up the rest of this with glue. Everything seems pretty sturdy. All right, let's figure out the wing situation. Now they have 2 bat wings, so I have a couple different things I thought of. One, we could cut these apart and use these. I'm not sure how hard that would be to do. That looks like it's going to be too hard. Then I have these. Or I thought we could do something with these, since I have no idea what I'm ever going to do with those. Let's look at these as an option. Let's take these and figure out what the what's the wingspan? Wingspan of about 20 foot, which is 4 inches. So, in theory, and this is only in theory, so let's say we had 2 of these, and we did something like that. We clean that up a little rounder. Something like that. And mounted those like that. Let me bring this in a little bit. There we go. So they're more symmetrical. There we go. All right. I think that would be perfect. So let's try it. Let's try that again. I didn't like where I connected it. Okay. A little bit of super glue. Oh, wait, hold on, we gotta clean this up. So we got some baking soda under that one. Hold on, we need the hot glue gun. We got a little bit of bump there. Okay. A little baking soda under that one. Okay. Now, these things had 6 eyes. Or 8 eyes. I don't know. They have a ton of eyes. They have 8 eyes. 3 rows and 2 big ones. So I don't know how to do that exactly, but I do have these little gem bead things here that might work. So let's try these. I just bought a... Where's that bag of stuff I bought? I don't know where it is. I lost it already. I bought a bag of stuff to use, and I can't find it, of course. Wait, is this it? No, that sticks. All right, no problem. No big deal. All right, so we're going to get something sharp. To grab these with, and I have this little poker here. Okay. We're going to add the extra eyes on manually. All right. So he's got kind of 3 there, and then we need 1 on the inside on each side. And that gives us the illusion of 6 eyes. All right, so that's basically what it looks like. Let's get the minor burning hand spell and catch any little flibby doobles. I don't see any more flibby doobles. Oh, there's one over here. All right. So that's going to be our spider eater. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, leave a comment, and all that stuff. I'd really appreciate it. And check out the website, buy some minis. We got a sick Black Friday sale going on. You get 4 boxes off the monthly subscription box, and you get 25% off of that if you use my code BISCUITS from the description. So, I mean, there's some serious discountage going on. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Join our Discord, hang out, and paint and stuff, and we'll see you next time.